Now, the first question is, well, it depends on how much member states we want to contribute to the MFA, to the EU budget. If the contributions I don't think the contributions can be, let's be realistic, can be as generous as being adequate to finance the grids project, for example. It can be helpful, but that sort of big pot, the EU budget, also tends to be, and this is one other prescription we have in the report, it's not focused, it's highly fragmented. The risk that all this money goes into different channels is high. So one thing that is actually advocated here is a reform of the EU budget to make it more focused. And incidentally, a big chunk of the EU budget, this is not necessarily an answer to your question, but it's one interesting part that is worth explaining. One big chunk of the EU budget is cohesion funds. If we are, as we want, to move forward on the innovation path, unavoidably there will be clusters of scientists, industrialists, like we already have some of them, by the way. The fact is they are smaller and concentrated. So there is an issue of regional cohesion here. But then the answer about the cohesion fund, I mean, there is a suggestion. The cohesion fund at that point should be used in a different way from the way they are, or somewhat different way, from the way they're being used now. Into what? Well, into digitalization, into transport, into education, into connectivity. So, but that's a long answer to your question. The answer was the first part of my answer too. The second one, how would I explain? I think I did it enough before. I mean, the fact that you're becoming poorer every year, isn't it a good explanation? The fact that anybody in the world attacks you, you cannot defend yourself. The fact that you are just falling behind in educational standards. It's by the way, to tackle the innovation gap means that we discuss the whole innovation cycle, from education, where we address the universities, which we have fantastic universities, top universities, to the final financing of the scale-up of the innovation. I would explain it this way.